So Rakul, everyone watching us right now wants to know what it takes for an actor to look fit and healthy and have a glowing skin all the time on screen.
I think just the desire to be able to do so, and a little bit of discipline, and that's about it. And you have the right people around you to sort of tell you what's to be done, and you got to follow it.
Yeah, and to know more about it, let's call Munmun Ganeriwal, who has been very instrumental in your journey as well as a nutritionist. So let's get in some insight tips from award-winning celebrity nutritionist Munmun Ganeriwal. So Munmun, most actors who I meet are often on a diet, even though I share a Sunday brunch with them. Sometimes they are not eating that well. So what does it take really, for most actors, and you've been consulting a lot of them, also Rakul, what is your agenda? What goes behind planning a diet for the actors that you work with?
The agenda is, pretty much same, whether I'm, planning a diet for, say, a software engineer or an investment banker or a RJ or, say, a popular influencer like you. So the agenda is like the same, I try to see what is their current lifestyle.
Yeah.
I would like to see what their work demands. Like in the case of Rakul or an actor, it's always according to the role.
Yeah.
If there's any character that they are playing that requires any specific fitness or specific aesthetics, so that is there. Then I would always see what is the location, like, where are they living.
Yeah.
In case of an actor, what happens is that location keeps changing very frequently because they travel a lot. So that is a little different. And I always also try to see what their concerns are. Yeah. It could be health related, it could be aesthetics. With an actor, it could be both. Yeah. So, depending on those things, I always design a plan.
Okay, and Rakul seems to be very disciplined herself. She loves health. She's a really good student to have.
Amazing. Not even good.
Okay, so how is Rakul's journey been? And what kind of changes have you brought about in her diet and nutrition, so to say?
I mean, see, Rakul is like somebody who is very, very disciplined. So you don't have to go and tell her ki acha utke workout kar lena. So those kind of reminders is not something that she needs.
Yeah.
There were certain.
I need to be told stop. She told me stop.
Actually. Yeah, so that was a change where I had to actually tell her ki, acha, yeah, so that was a change where I had to tell her, acha, listen, I think you are over exercising, so maybe you should just, give your, body and mind a bit of a rest and relaxation. So we introduced Yog Nidra into her daily schedule so that, she can just recover, because the way she works out and given her working schedule also. So if the shoot schedule is, say, like the call time is 6, she will be like,
I'll work out at 4.
Wow.
Just to work out.
Okay.
So in that sense, what happens is that body doesn't get a lot of rest and relaxation, and then there were certain concerns that we were discussing, and I was like, okay, maybe I think you need to just, rest up a little bit more.
Yeah. And Rakul, what is that one thing that you can't do away in your diet, right? You mentioned at one point that you love carbs.
Yeah.
And that has been a part of your diet as well. So if there's something that you would like to add more about it. And
I just want to add one thing that both of us, I think, don't like to call it a diet.
Yeah.
Diet is a very depressing word. And which is why people in the first place start getting affected that, अरे मुझे तो diet पे जाना है, तो मतलब मैं तो जिंदगी नहीं जी पाऊंगा. So I think that whole mindset is different. So we don't call it a diet. It's a plan. It's what I eat, and it's generally everything that is healthy. And like I said, it's now that we have started this whole conversation about carbs and protein and fat. When we grew up, we used to eat our dal, sabzi, roti, na?
Yeah.
And we were healthy and fit.
Yes.
And our parents are still. And our grandmothers and grandparents who are fitter than anybody today in today's generation. Right. Yeah. Those are the carbs which are good carbs, which your body needs. Yeah. So, I can't do without somebody tells me go on keto, I will peto that person. I cannot. Taking out any food group from my diet, I can't.
And you made a very interesting point about diet. It feels like you're going to be starving, but that's not your ideology either, right? I mean, there's something called as gut health that you promote, and if you can tell us more about it, what exactly does it mean?
Yeah, so see, the other day Rakul was at office and we were discussing that the moment we say carbs, people feel it's pizza. People don't understand that carbs doesn't mean that we are telling you ki acha chalo have your pizzas and burgers and all that. What we mean is just simple, nice food which is fibrous and nice, so that you don't have to be scared of rice and roti. And when we talk about gut health, then we just need to understand that gut health is at the center of your deep health. Whether it's your physical health, emotional health, mental health. In fact, me and Rakul discuss it so many times on how gut is so important. In fact, when we started working,
we started working on gut health first.
That was the first thing that we started
so
working
on. So what is gut health, if you can break it down for a layman like me?
See, it's basically your gut is like your entire digestion. Think of it as your digestion. And if you, like, we know so many superfoods, right? We talk about so many foods, and we also know about it. We are probably the privileged ones who can buy things off the shelves. But if your gut is not at its optimal, it's not going to be able to churn those nutrients out of that food, because at the end you need a good digestion to actually extract all the nutrients out of that food. So if you don't have a gut which is functioning optimally, that doesn't happen, and so your entire superfood business has gone for a waste, because until and unless the nutrients are extracted, it doesn't reach your cells, it doesn't benefit you in any way. So a healthy function of a gut is simply your body being able to digest everything that you eat, a good metabolism.
Okay. So Rakul, what is your current plan? Like, what do you eat from morning to night? And if you can take us through that. Some giveaways for our
so it keeps changing, like Munmun mentioned, that we travel and sometimes there's access to certain kind of food and sometimes you don't have access. So I am that particular that when I was shooting in Allahabad, I could not find organic eggs. Okay, I just could not find organic eggs, and desi anda bola, kuch bola, logon ko nahi mil raha tha. So when I went to Lucknow next schedule, I sent my trays of organic eggs, I sent almond milk, I sent everything so that I can follow whatever I'm supposed to follow. So generally starts with a smoothie that I have post workout. I start my day with the ghee coffee, where I add 5 grams of ghee in coffee so that it doesn't act as...
Does it taste good?
Very good.
Actually, she works out at that time. She has that coffee and then she likes to work out.
And I should not have coffee empty stomach, and she also got me introduced to not having instant coffee. I was a full instant coffee. Subah dala 4 baje, 5 baje, and I do it myself. I don't like anybody in my space early morning because it's my time. So then she made sure that I start using proper coffee, brew it, and so I do that now. So I start my day with that, then I work out. After that I take my smoothie, which has my protein, almond milk, banana, flax seeds, I add a collagen if I want to, but otherwise it's generally this. And it tastes amazing. And then lunch we do either like a millet roti, matlab jowar or amaranth or whatever. Generally jowar. I love jowar. And some sabzi. 2 kinds of sabzis sometimes, depending on what is accessible. Sometimes it's rice, which is with lots of vegetables in it, and then I add some ghee on it, like a steamed version, and some protein if I need, some dal, whatever.
But lunch is like a real wholesome meal.
Wholesome, heavy meal. It's my heaviest.
It's the heaviest.
It's my heaviest meal, and I love doing my lunch by 1. Like you reach 1:30, matlab my hunger pangs are to a peak and I become a very bad person. I become a very angry person. So even on shoots I tell them, आप ना lunch break मत दो, but 10 minute दे दो मुझे 1 से 1.5 के बीच में to eat my food.
And you also start your day quite early.
And then evening is generally some sort of a snack, nuts. Depends again. It's not necessary that I feel hungry in the evening always. If I do, it's a fruit or around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or some nuts.
And so depending, like if she's rehearsing for a dance sequence, then I would tell her that go for something little more. So it depends on what she's doing, what her schedule is like.
Like once we were doing night shoots, so we were shooting, and that was a long 1 week night shoot, so 4-5 days night shoots. And your entire body clock goes for a toss, you're eating at night where your body is not used to, and then you're sleeping at 8 in the morning, waking up at 12:30, and you're up. Basically, you're just, so I was like, when do I eat I feel hungry before I sleep, but then if I eat breakfast, it's heavy and it feels very, very weird. So then we designed a different plan. So it always keeps changing. And dinner is generally light, generally a soup or khichdi if I am trying to become fitter. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes you want to be leaner, so then I do, or just feel clean, so I do khichdi and soup. Sometimes it's roti sabzi and soup, or you know, similar, or some protein. And I love eggs actually, so
Yeah.
when I don't feel like eating chicken,
Yeah.
which I don't feel like too many times, I replace it with eggs.
Okay.
Or
okay.
fish.
All right. And one of the, so many fads that we hear of: intermittent fasting, keto diet, being vegan and not eating
Yeah.
non-veg at all. Is there merit in any of this? And what do you have to say about it? What's your take on this?
I think me and Rakul can go on and on talking
We can have a full day interview on this. You know, मन करता है सामने इंसान को बिठा कर बोलो reality check.
Actually, like, just I think just 2 or 3 days back, she was at my office and we were actually talking about intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And all the OMADs and everything
Yeah.
that people around her do, especially because she's, from the industry. So she keeps meeting a lot of these
Yeah.
colleagues and, even a lot of other people around.
Yeah.
So there is no merit actually, if I have to go on talking about it, there is no merit on it. I will just say that, just the fact that, there are so many of them, if there are so many,
Yeah.
it's simply because none of them works,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right? If something worked, we would not be having so many diets.
Yeah, I think that sums it all
So
up.
that sums it up, you just keep hopping to find a solution.
Right.
कि अच्छा चलो ये नहीं, अच्छा ये काम कर लेगा, अच्छा ये नहीं, अच्छा ये कर लेगा, and then you're just kind of going like a merry-go-round and it's
Yeah.
like leading nowhere.
Absolutely.
So like Rakul was saying that it's not about being on a diet. It's something that we both are not very happy about. It's simply because none of these diets will work. What will essentially work is simple small habits. Simple small
Discipline.
simple small tweaks that you can make to your lifestyle. Like people go this thing on, oh my god, khichdi for dinner, but that is what I tell her to eat whenever she wants to shrink a little more. I mean, she doesn't need to, but
When I float, then I need to shrink.
so people are like, oh my god, khichdi is carbs. So you have to be little more sensible
Right.
that khichdi is something that was given to us, infant, and
Yeah.
still, we give it to old people who are, sick and, simply fighting old age.
Yeah.
So it cannot be something which is so bad.
Yeah.
A very commonsensical thing. So likewise, it's just about small, simple habits that you make in your lifestyle, and none of these diets will ever serve you in the
Yeah.
long run.
I think it's consistency. You can't
Yeah.
crib about not being able to eat anything. You got to just get up and make sure and ask yourself, why are you doing it?
Right.
And if you want to do it, then you do it to your best.
Yeah, you both have inspired me to have khichdi for dinner tonight. Now I want to know, as closing thoughts, okay, for people who are watching us, what is the tip or a giveaway or takeaway rather from this interview that you would like to advise to them as a nutritionist and as an actor who is in this profession of looking fit always? What are the thoughts that you would like to pass on to our viewers out there in terms of your diet?
You want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I will say the one advice is that just think of one small change that you would want to make today. It could be like, maybe you start with that, I'll have an early dinner, or I'll have a light dinner, or maybe you say that I'll try to have lunch between 11 to 1, which is the best time to have lunch. So start with just one thing today. Don't think of too many things, because then you'll just overwhelm yourself.
Yeah.
So just start with one simple small thing, and then make those additions to the changes every week probably, and then you will see yourself in a good place
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. And I would just say that, like I was talking about, discipline,
Yeah.
and really following whatever you're doing to the T.
Yeah.
And avoid junk food. I think I believe in one funda that you are what you reap what you sow. And if you don't sow good food in your body, you're not going to get good results. So that's all.
Yeah, Munmun and Rakul, wonderful chatting with you both. I've got a lot of tips on nutrition. Khichdi it is for me for dinner tonight.
Khichdi with ghee.
Yeah, with ghee, with
Oh,
ghee.
that's delicious actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing these wonderful tips with us when it comes to nutrition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.